What's up guys, it's me Alyssa and welcome back to my channel. How have you guys been? I'm probably going to talk about how to manage your anxiety because that's what I'm doing this moment. So I'm just going to be talking to you guys while I get ready for the gym. What I found within anxiety is that, first of all, it's gotten really bad, right? At this time of my life, it's gotten real bad. Ooh, gotta shave my armpits. It's gotten kind of worse than it's ever been. So it was kind of alarming. I'm like, I just don't know what to do. The thing is that the reason why I'm having all of these anxiety feelings and stuff like that is because I'm overwhelmed with everything. You know, me being an adult now, right? Where I'm gonna graduate high school and not knowing what I'm going to do with my life. And that's overwhelming. That could be overwhelming for a lot of people, especially young people like me. So I've been dealing with that and then plus personal things that have been going on in my life, so it just adds up. And it's gotten to the point where I couldn't go to school because every time I was at school, it just wasn't working for me, guys. So, and I have to finish school. I can't not just not go to school. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, how do I manage this? So what I'm doing, this is just for my personal record, okay? And maybe this could help you guys out too. What I did to just kind of, I don't want to say subside or treat or anything like that, because it's just like a wave that could come on and off with people who don't know how to control it. And to be honest, the best way to kind of help with that is therapy. And I'm in the process of trying to look for a therapist. But what I've been doing to kind of manage my anxiousness and just overwhelming and just, all of the above, I took myself out of situations that wasn't fitting right with me. I took myself out of situations that just weren't serving me any purpose, and it was actually kind of hurting me. This is where I decided to go on to online school to see how can I better take care of myself than I have been. Because one thing about me is I'm always gonna be putting myself first, no matter what. So if there's a way that I could not avoid, but kind of manage this feeling better, I'm going to do that. So I left traditional high school and I am now on online school. And the circumstances with online school has made my life so much easier, guys. You don't understand. It's made my life so much easier, and now that I could focus more on myself and take care of myself more, I feel like I'll have more time to think clearly and do the things that I need to do in order for me to kind of flourish and evolve. So things like that, you need to kind of sit back and think, what do you actually need to do in order for you to have a better view of what you're dealing with? So if that's changing what you do in school, if that's changing any circumstance in your life to put yourself in a better position, then do that. That's what I did, and that just honestly put a whole lot of weight just off my shoulders. And you really have to think, you really have to look at yourself and look at your life situation, because everybody's situation is different. So, and then the other thing is that I've noticed when I am in that anxious state of mind, is because I feel like there is no way out. That is when I am the most anxious, is when I feel in a situation there is no way out. Even if there may be, there may be a way out. But me, when I get anxious, I feel in that situation that I can't get out of it. Like, for example, I would be in a classroom and I would be anxious because of the fact that I just can't get up and leave whenever I want to go to the bathroom. And I understand that school rules, whatever. But that's the type of thing that makes me anxious, like, oh, I can't leave just whenever I need to. Like, I have to ask for permission, or if they say no, da-da-da-da-da. But once I realized, like, you could remove yourself from any situation whenever you want in this world. Like, nobody's gonna stop you from that. And if they do, we gonna have a problem. And don't get me wrong, there are times where there's important things that you need to be there for, and you can't just go get up and leave. And that's the other thing that I just need to manage, is like, okay, I can't just get up and leave whenever, because I have to stay here and pay attention and do whatever, So that's one of the situations. And like, this could go with other situations other than school. This could go with anything in life. So I get anxious when I feel trapped. That's just the underlying meaning of when I get anxious. I get anxious when I don't know a way out, or I don't see a way out, or I just feel like trapped like this, or if I feel like there's just too much going on over there, like there's too much people over there, I can't get out. It's just, or I also get anxious, and it's good to kind of realize when and why you get anxious. So therefore, you could better manage it. You could manage these feelings. You could manage these feelings when they come on, and you know why they come on. So the other way that I would get anxious sometimes is when there's just like an awkward silence. It's like people just tuning in the silence. Is like when somebody's talking and then everybody's just silent and it's just awkward. I also get anxious because I don't know why. It's just, I just don't like quiet places unless I'm by myself or with people that I'm comfortable with. If I'm with people that I'm not comfortable with and it's a quiet, awkward place and it just doesn't feel comfortable for me, I'm gonna get anxious. And I don't know why that is. I really don't know why. This could go with other factors. This could go with other situations. It's just not, not just one situation, but this could factor in why you get anxious with little different things in life. But that is like the first little step for you to do, is if you're struggling with the same thing, anxiety and stuff like that, just find your triggers. Find what triggers you and find where you get anxious, why you get anxious. And then lastly, you could figure out what you need to do in order to kind of cope with that and manage it. Because I don't like to say the word cope, because I don't want you to like kind of hide your anxiety and keep it in, and because that's what I feel like coping is kind of like just throwing it away and not feeling it no more. And that's exactly the opposite that you want to do. Like, that's not what you want to do. So just figure out what are your triggers, because that's what it got to the point to where it's like, okay, why am I anxious? Like, I need to figure this out, because this is not it. Like, I can't be going through life like this. This is exhausting, like exhausting. So, and the other like factors of anxiety, like there's so many, right? Like there could be a trigger to the fear of the unknown, and essentially the bottom line, that's what anxiety is the fear of the unknown, and the fear of judgment, and the fear of just unwanted like opinions of you. But you just gotta remember that everybody's imperfect. Everybody's human. Everybody's going through their own shit, and not everybody's focused on you. That's why I keep saying this in my other video. Everybody's not focused on you. Everybody is focused on themselves. And I know this sounds harsh, but at the same time, it kind of makes me feel better about myself. So kind of just think like everybody gets these emotions, and it's okay. That's the thing that I want you to realize, that it's okay to be anxious. Sorry. A lot of the times when you get anxious, and you get anxious even more, and it gets worse, it's because you're trying to put it away. You're trying to not feel it, and you're trying not to think about it, trying not to be anxious over it. And once you feel that feeling coming up, you're like, no, I don't want to, and that makes you even more anxious. That's what makes it worse, and that's what I've noticed, and I'm like, oh. So what I've been doing, and I feel like people that just need something to try out because they have no idea like what else they should try, is to try to just feel it. Try to feel your emotions, because I know it's scary feeling your emotions, because it could go one way or another. Like it could either go, deeper than what it was, or I don't know. But I just feel like feeling what you're feeling is much better than trying to hide it and then it getting worse. And just acknowledge it. Acknowledge that you're feeling that way, and just know and talk to yourself and say, look, this is okay that I feel this way. You just have to know what to do in those situations when you feel that way. And look, the thing that really helped me though was talking to myself and acknowledging it, acknowledging that I am anxious, acknowledging that I am kind of panicking a little bit, and just talking to myself and saying, it's okay. It's okay that you're anxious. It's okay that you feel this way. And then what I do, after that I've acknowledged that, I would usually, my mom actually taught me this trick, and it actually like works for me. But you just have to find out what works for you. But what works for me is going somewhere like secluded, if you can, and just closing your eyes, covering your ears, and think of a place that really calms you. Think of your happy place. And I know that's kind of like, people always say that, and like you're like, but this actually works, because I've did my research, and it's actually scientifically proven that your brain is so powerful to the point where it's like, if you imagine something, your mind and your body is going to start to feel the sensations. When you think about this. When you think about you and somebody else that had a past argument, right? You think about the situation, you think, you're like actually in the situation, and you think about it, and then all of a sudden your heart starts to pump, you feel the adrenaline, and then you start to get mad. Why? Because you're imagining it, and your brain is thinking about it, and you're actually feeling what you felt in the past. And you could actually feel what's going on in that situation. If you think about you getting anxious, right? Because you could even get anxious. Look, let me tell you this. You could even get anxious when you're not there yet. You could get anxious about the future. You could get anxious like, oh my gosh, what if I'm gonna get anxious in this place? What if there's no way out? What if, right? And you would think, and you put yourself in that situation, and then you start to get anxious. Okay. Now your mind could prove that you could do that, right? So now what I want you to do, and what we're gonna do from now on, is think of a place that you went to that just fully makes you happy, fully relaxes you, and fully just, like think of a place where there's no way you could get anxious. For me, I would think every time there is this specific spot. I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm gonna go in there. I'm gonna go there in the future. I have no idea because I've never been in that spot before. But I feel like I have, right? I mean, I've been to the mountains, you know, I've seen beautiful sceneries, and sometimes I would think about those too, but there's this one specific spot every time that I would get anxious and I would think about, and it just automatically calms me down. So it's me sitting on a cliff, right? But it's surrounded by trees, and it's like, it's kind of like a mountain, right? Like I'm in the mountains, that's the setting. I'm on this cliff right here, and there's trees surrounding, and I'm just sitting there meditating. That's what I see myself every time, and it's kind of crazy. And I just think, I'm like, you know, like I think, and I see myself sitting there fully relaxed, not a care in the world, eyes closed. I see, even with my eyes closed, I see the mountains in the distance, the trees. I feel the breeze on my body, my hair, and I just feel so relaxed. And I see like the birds, like the calm birds, and like I see like a waterfall. And then all of a sudden, I'm not anxious no more. Like I could feel it coming down. Like once you kind of have your little vision, that will help you so tremendously. It's not funny at all. It may sound a little delulu, but at the end of the day, it's not. It's just a way to manage what you're feeling. And then once you bring yourself down, just repeat to yourself that you are okay and you're safe. You're safe. Most of the time, you're safe. When you're out with your family, you're safe. Anything could happen, I know, and I understand. Like, I'm one of those people too where it's like anything could happen. I'm like always kind of like looking, but at the same time, just remember that you're safe. Remember that you're safe. And that really, every time it calms me down. And usually, I tried it in the past, like trying to think of my happy place, and it didn't work because that really wasn't my happy place. Because I would try to think about the ocean or just other things, but that shit wasn't working because it wasn't where I wanted to be, you know, because a lot of people are, you know, kind of drawn to the ocean, like, oh, it's so peaceful and stuff like that. Yes, it is peaceful, but it's not one of my places that I would like to go to be peaceful, you know, and actually feel the energy. So the mountains is my place to go when I feel anxious, and you should find your place to go when you feel anxious. And to be honest, it's a good way to get your mind off of it, but it's also a good way to realize, look, I'm anxious and it's okay, but I'm gonna go ahead and go to my safe space inside of myself because I'm safe and I could calm down. I have the power to calm and just breathe. That's the other thing, breathing. Sometimes this could get me more anxious. When I breathe, my body is letting my mind, when I breathe, I feel like I get more anxious because of the fact that my heart beats a little bit faster. And when I'm anxious already, my heart is already beating fast. So I don't want it to beat faster when I'm, so it's like it's just kind of like whatever works for you. And it's okay if you get more anxious when you breathe. But I'm saying once you get comfortable in breathing, that's why I feel like breathing all the time. Of course, breathing all the time, you live that way. But I'm saying mindfulness breathing all the time is really beneficial because that's just normal for you. You don't always breathe when you're getting anxious because I feel like that's a trigger point to where it's letting your body know that you know you're getting anxious, so you're starting to breathe, and then you're trying not to get anxious anymore, but it just builds up. So I feel like mindfulness and breathing when you can, like every day, even when you're not anxious, it's a good thing to do, because that just helps your mind understand, like, this is just another one of my breathing sessions. Like, you know, it doesn't contribute to anything else. But that is what I've been dealing with, and that is what I've kind of realized about my body. And honestly, you have to do your research and kind of see what works for you. And I hate when people say that, see what works for you, but it's really how it is. It's really how it is, because not everybody's gonna find peace in their mind, in their happy place. Not everybody's gonna find peace in breathing. Not everybody's gonna find peace in other things that people would say to do. But also don't go fall onto other habits that are bad. That's the one thing that I do not want you guys to do. I don't recommend it. I don't want you to pick up bad habits that you can't really get out of anymore. So that's the thing, and that's why I'm telling you or suggesting to you ways to kind of manage it in a healthy way. Manage your anxiousness in a healthy way, guys, because look, not healthy, it's just gonna mess you up even more. So I suggest you find something that is healthy, find something that is beneficial towards you, even if that's finding a therapist to help you kind of manage these feelings and try to kind of see where this is coming from. That's a good way to do it too, because honestly, that's like the route that I'm going to, because there's nothing wrong with getting help. And honestly, that's all I kind of wanted to say. And it goes much more than that. It goes deeper than that, because it honestly depends on what you do in your life and your habits, and when you go to sleep, when you wake up, what you eat, what you drink, what your daily habits are. Because if you have a shit diet, don't sleep, and just not taking care of yourself, of course you're gonna be depressed and anxious and all of that shit. So just focus on taking care of yourself. Taking care of yourself will really help kind of ease that feeling, because you know that you're safe within yourself. Because most of the time, when people are anxious all the time within themselves, that means that they don't feel safe within themselves. So you have to create that safe space. You really do. So create that safe space within yourself, within your body, and take care of yourself. And then your mind will kind of bring it down and put it together that you are your safe space, and you know how to take care of yourself, and you know how to manage when you are having those anxious feelings. Because reality is, everybody's gonna get anxious every once in a while. It's just some people get anxious more than others, but you just have to know how to manage it in the time that you are getting anxious, so it won't turn into a full-blown panic attack. And it's okay if you have a panic attack. It's okay. It's not a crime that you have a panic attack, but we just need to manage our emotions, manage the way we cope with things, and know that it's okay and that we're safe. Because the biggest thing with me is that when I get anxious, I don't feel safe. And that's when I have to bring myself back into myself and know that it's okay, and I'm my own safe space, because I know how to take care of myself. And also try to do things that you like to do. Do things that you like to do, that you enjoy. Stay active, go for walks outside. You know, try to be more connected with the outside, Mother Nature. And because once you already have like things that you need to do and things that you like to do, you have no time to think about whether you are anxious or not. And even then, I shouldn't even say that, because even then you will get anxious. There are times where it's just out of nowhere you get anxious and you don't know what to do. But that's just my little tips on how to kind of manage what you're going through. And everybody's situation is different. I need to get more mascara because this is running out. It's running out. But yeah, with school, this whole video was meant to be an update, but I went on a rant. The school that I'm at right now is wonderful. It really, I literally, after I was done with my orientation, I praised the Lord Jesus Christ. Because before all of this happened, and I was at my high school, I literally prayed to God and I said, look, if this is the right choice for me, if this is gonna benefit me, if this is going to help me get to my goals more efficiently and more in a healthy way, please let me get into this school. Because it was already hard enough for me to get into it, because they weren't like accepting as much kids as they usually do. So I asked God, I said exactly that. And with me getting to the school, that's him confirming that this was the right decision. And now I have time and space to kind of spread my wings and actually do the things I want to do before I go off to college, or decide something else for my future. Because look, senior year is a year of realization, guys. A year of realization. When you turn 18, that is realization right there. Like, damn, I'm really about to be out here adulting. And that could hit you out of nowhere, and it's just, it could be overwhelming at times, and even it could come and go. It could come and go for real. And if you're in the same spot, you're not alone. Literally, you're not alone. You just have to find what works for you, what you could benefit from, what you need to do in order for you to be healthy. And that's literally all I have for you guys, because that's just what I've been trying to deal with, and that's what's been on my mind. So I wanted to share it with you guys, and hopefully I can get this video out by today, because I am still being consistent. I am trying to, now that I have more time, I could still post regularly and post more content, maybe gym content also. So it's just a good, it's a good, you know, a breather. But I also have to, it's on my own schedule. I have to kind of be more responsible. And look, that's no problem for me, because I've always been responsible about it. But it's almost Christmas, and we have to talk about what we're finna do for the new year. That's gonna be another video though. I don't want to be ranting to you guys. Like, this is one video worth, but my next video, I'm for sure gonna be talking about what we're going to do for the new year and how we're gonna prepare for it. Because it's only the 2nd day of December, and time is ticking, and you know time flies fast. So we need to figure out what we're gonna do, where we want to be by January, and what is going to be beneficial for us in the new year. And that's going to be my next video. But yeah, and I usually don't put makeup on for the gym, but I feel like it today, so we are going to do that. But there's no coming Christmas. It's Christmas, guys. I'm so excited, but it's cold. It's real cold. It's real cold. But yes. And this video wasn't too long, which I like because I just want to get it out there and let people know what's been going on. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys. Oh, so look, I was messing around on BandLab, right? And I made my own song. And look, I know there's like requirements to like buy or own a beat or whatever, but if I kind of want to get into it a little bit. Like, I could low-key make songs, like, for real. For realsies. I'm gonna do my hair off camera, but this is the end of my video, and I thank you guys for watching and coming to my channel and supporting my channel. I hope to grow my community more and more as I make more videos. I really, really thank each and every one of you for subscribing and liking my videos and interacting with me. And always stay safe and know that you're loved. If it's not by anyone, it's by me. Bye, guys. Peace.